a lot of people like it. I haven't watched it yet, but from what I've heard of, it's very good. I like the effect parts, and looks like he's doing his soul pistol, I think they call it, or something. His move. Painting looks really good. The shading on the yellows and the blue pants is pretty good. Price might be a bit high. I think you might find that, and he's 1/8. So I think you might find Code here. The price they're charging you a bit more price-wise with it being such an iconic IP. Artifacts J, Kaiji number 8, Mina Ashiro, 1/8 by Code here, 17,550 yen. This one's a bit better considering she's obviously carrying a giant cannon. I can definitely see why this one's obviously a much better deal, I guess you could say. Sculpting looks pretty good. Unfortunately, there's a support rod for the main weapon, but I think that makes sense. You don't want it just snapping at the arm joint, really. But I think there will be some people who try going for long periods of time without it. Decals, detailing looks really well done. Yeah, very good looking figure, and obviously you've got the entire lineup if you wanted to. You can go to Pikia. April 2025 release. Azure Lane Prince Heinrich, Bunny Girl version, 1/7 by Maiden Voyage. So I've not heard of this manufacturer. 25,890 yen. Looks pretty good. We've seen a few other figures where they've got this sort of, they're leaning back on this backdrop before. So yeah, she looks pretty good. I like the outfit design, and the hair looks really well done as well. She's on a billiards pool table, and looks really good with some manjus. Yeah, not a bad looking figure. Not something I would be interested in. I do play Azure Lane, but Prince Heinrich isn't really one of my girls that I would get. But the sculpting looks really good. So I think if they can deliver the paint job, it'll be down to QC really for this manufacturer. December 2024. Persona 5 Royal Koto Nijam school uniform. 1/7 by AmiAmi for 27,500 yen. I think they're banking on it being Persona 5, which means they're hoping they're going to sell quite a lot of these, so thus they're charging a premium. Paint job is pretty basic. I like the mask. The face looks pretty good, but yeah, the painting is a little bit lacking really overall. The glossy boots are quite nice, but not for 27,500 yen for 1/7. And AmiAmi are a bit hit and miss generally from what I've heard about this manufacturer. That's May 2025. Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. Double Yanagi Uzaki Little Devil version, 1/6 by AmiAmi for 27,500 yen. The same price as the Persona 5. Slightly bigger scale. Design looks fine, but again, very basic paint job. Not really any shading in the skin tones either. So if you wanted to get the pair, I maybe would wait. I think this will probably bargain bin really shortly after release, which is April 2025. Yoshio illustration OL complete figure by Union Creative, 22,000 yen. January 2025 release. I quite like this one. I've always been a stickler for sort of these office or business suit attire girls figures. So yeah, no, I like this a lot. She's obviously very well endowed, very curvy, and got a lot in the trunk as well, which I think a lot of people can appreciate. Paint job looks fine. I like the shading on the bag. The red looks really well done. Yeah, no, very nice looking figure. I like the pose. I do like it a lot. Yeah, and it's just a basic figure, so I think this should be potentially worth getting hold of if you haven't got anything else in January that you've got in your pre-orders. Bungaku Shoujo Toko Amano 1/7 by Anigift, 18,280 yen, July 2025. Very cute looking figure. Semi-transparent dress, which does save a bit on the shading, but it could mean there could be some slight differences from one to the other, as this will be a molded part. The way they do the obviously the opaqueness, then it's not as if they spray it on. It's the way it will be molded and injected into the mold to achieve this semi-transparent look. So there could be variation across the production line, which might put some people off. Apart from that, I like the base. Is a nice touch. The water and sand looks pretty good. I wish there might be a bit more on the sand. Some people probably would want like a starfish or something like that. But overall, very well done. The eyes are a bit empty, I think, but I don't know this lineup, this kit series, so I'm not sure if this is how she's actually represented in the anime. And that is July 2025. Bullied, Revenge, Hypnosis, Izumi Nogami Bunny version quarter scale by Binding for 37,400 yen. February 2025 release. If you've seen this anime, air quotes, then I think you'll know why a lot of people probably would want this. Kind of a shame it's not fully cast off with Nether Region as well, but the fact that they're putting these, obviously all of these into bunny suits. This one was already released earlier. I'm trying to find out in the aftermarket is probably going to be an absolute nightmare. And we covered this one, the tanned girl, last week. I wish, at least with the tan girl, that they actually had the tan lines, you know, where parts of her chest aren't tanned in the anime. So, but yeah, I think she might be the one. The red suit looks really good, and this one might be the one a lot of people will probably be getting if they're going to get one of the three. So February 2025. Potentially worth getting. I don't know whether I'll get this one. I did pre-order the other one last week, but I think I might even just drop that one because, to be honest, these sorts of yeah, it's I enjoyed the anime, but yeah, not too bad. But it's Binding and it's not a bad price actually for what it is. But I wish it was more fully cast off, to be honest. Prisma Wing, Date a Bullet, White Queen 17th. By Prisma Prime 1 Studio for 39,500 yen. So, Data Bullet, I've not watched Data Bullet. Or was it the game? I think it's the game Data Bullet. It's from the Data Live series, so it's a spin off from the Data Live series. Overall, sculpting looks really well done. Paint job, very clean, with it being whites and blacks and silvers. So, not much shading. Hair semi transparent. Could be a let off for a lot of people, but I like the sculpt work and I like the effect parts going on, but I don't think she's worth 40,000 yen. It is Prime 1 Studios, so they do generally go for more higher end quality or luxury, I guess you could say, in terms of figure lineup. So June 2025. Possibly getting if you're really big into Data Bullet, but it's not something I'm going to give a whiz. And you don't see a lot of Prime 1 Studio figures, so I can say that they probably will be good. They're kind of like E-Stream, I guess you could say, very similar in the way they try and get the quality of their figures up to justify the price. Yuru Camp Rin Shima 1/7 by Fu for 33,000 yen. Not watched Yuru Camp, but this. I like the outfit. The sculpting looks really well done. Love the paint job, and I think we covered a different version of this last week, or a couple of weeks ago, of Yuru Camp, and the same sort of thing where you got the doggo, her in a motorbike on her Vespa. Yeah, no, I like it a lot. Paint job looks really good, but probably not 33,000 yen. April 2025 release. Katie Cole Falslander Ronin 1/7 by Kadakawa for 21,780 yen. February 2025. I like this one a lot. The Falslander sort of series of these, you know, tech samurai girls looks I really like a lot. I love the well, I probably would have her with the hat on, to be honest. And the purple, I really wish they didn't, like this dark, it really drains out the purple a lot, so you'd probably want some quite good lighting on your display to actually show the purple and pinks coming through, and at least so you can get the detail that the black suit's going to absorb a lot of light, so you do want to light this figure very well, really, to get all the detail coming through. Very good looking figure, and I think this is worth the 21,000 yen. The Falslander lineup I really enjoyed. I probably will need to look at in the aftermarket for the past Falslander light figures that have already been released. Ludicrous Recall, Chisato Nishiki Kadagi version by Kadakav, 24,550 yen, February 2025 release. Very cute. I like the kimono. A lot of people like kimono figures. As long as the floor pattern and that lot is something you like catches your eye, which is the point of the kimono figures, then definitely worth getting a hold of. If you are going to get any Chisato figures, but you don't want them in their standard outfit, then kimono versions definitely worth getting a hold of. Playmax Evangelion 2.0, you can not advance Mari Makanimi illustration plastic model by Max Factory for 7,310 yen. So this will be just a very simple figure. Hair shedding looks not too bad, especially for the price, 7,000 yen. February 2025 release. Yeah, it looks really good. It's just a box standard plastic kit with this one, so you do have to do just some assembly. So you could do some of your own additional shading if you're proficient with an airbrush or painting in the future. But yeah, no, I like this a lot. So it does require some assembly of yourself. That's why they can get the cheaper price. But yeah, no, I like it a lot. And then we also have Asuka as well. Same lineup, 7,310 yen. So whether we'll get the third girl potentially, I can't remember. I've not been a while since I watched this. But yeah, the detailing is not too bad. And I guess again for the price, it's not too bad. The size of these, approximately 20 centimeters, because they're non-scale. And this is March 2025. Some freeing figures. Dolphin Wave Menami Kudasu Black Bunny version, 1/6. So this is 1/6 versions for freeing for 22,000 yen. So we're seeing a couple of over Good Smile at Smilefest. They freeing that are releasing a couple of 1/6 scales rather than just 1/4, or bunny figures. Which, yes, cheaper price. I think they might be doing this as a way to potentially prop up the price justification for the quarter scales. And it also gives people the option to get 1/6. So yeah, you got this one, and we've got Kiri Izumi as well in a white bunny version for 22,000 yen. I've not heard of Dolphin Waves, so I can't say how good these are. But we've not seen quarter scale versions of these, so whether these will actually be released as quarter scales in the future, don't know. But this is worrying to see the future development of freeing. So because they could obviously go through their past catalogue and re-release a lot of other figures as 1/6 for people who can't afford the quarter scales. But then it also means the aftermarket of the quarter scales that people already have in their collection, like me, who's paid for the price for the quarter scales and paid shipping, the extortionate shipping for them. Obviously it can cannibalize that, so they might get quite a bit of pushback. We'll have to see how this develops over the coming 1 to 2 years, really. So this will be freeing, will be a manufacturer I'll be giving a close eye on their future releases. Agilane Kashino Robust Floor Strings version, 1/6 by AmiAmi for 25,600 yen, October 2025. This is of her in a very appealing skin from the game, which I do have as well. I don't have Kashino unlocked yet. But this is an instant pre-order for me. Well endowed character, very voluptuous. Love the design of this one. Love the sculpting in the kimono as well, and the paint job looks great. Instant pre-order. Yeah, can't wait for her to come out. I wish she comes out sooner, really. I have to wait over a year for her. So yeah, no, very good looking figure. And I hope AmiAmi actually can match the prototype when I get her in my hands. Figma Delicious in Dungeon Leos by Max Factory for 12,000 yen. So you get a few accessories with him. He's with the armor, it makes it a lot better with these posable Figmas. It hides a lot more of the joints, makes them a bit more natural at least. So the joints don't take away from his appearance. But yeah, no, very good looking figure. I quite like a lot. It looks like you get a good amount of accessories with this one as well, and for a good price. April 2025. Anime JoJo Bizarre Adventures Tendency figure museum by Sentinel for 19,900 yen. I like this one a lot actually. The muscular sculpting is amazing. Very good looking. I love the pose. colouring and shading looks insane, especially on his skin tones and the muscles. But everything looks perfect for this one. I guess that's why it's this museum quality grade 1. Yeah, very good looking figure. Definitely, if you're massive into JoJo, then this is yeah, this was one to auto buy. I think a lot of JoJo fans are gonna definitely be buying this one. Shengwei Jiaozu Cheshire 1/6 by AmiAmi for 6,720 yen. May 2025. Very nice looking figure from AmiAmi. Again, they've been knocking out of the park with these character designs, sculpting, the price, the paint job. Definitely worth getting a hold of if this just suits your appeal and what other figures you have in your collection. Ishimi Yokima Ji Ming Yu Jiang version 1/6 by AmiAmi for 6,930 yen. Again, another one very nice looking, beach themed. The clear jacket looks really well sculpted as well, and the fact that you can take it off. Still be the seam that will be the problem of how they're held together. It's probably a seam along the back here. This looks like this will be the seam that's joined two halves together most likely. If they do, that's what I would guess would be. And it looks like she's got a scar on her back, which is a bit of storytelling there, I guess, with the character, with it being an OC design. Yeah, no, very good looking figure. Definitely worth the price. May 2025. Nishikope illustration. Totsuki Kako 1/5 by Enso Toys, 15,700 yen. Very shiny looking figure. Yeah, I quite like it. The rabbit's quite nice and dessert. It looks like she's yeah, but interesting bunny suit design. It's like a BDSM bunny suit design going on here. There's that version. There's an alternative version as well of her in a special edition 1/5, 17,800 yen. So this is a bit more pricey, but she is a bit more less material in this outfit and with a different faceplate. So I think a lot of people might try to get this one, as this one's a bit more seductive and alluring. But both of these are not cast off from what I'm aware of. But yeah, it just depends on what face you prefer and whether you'd prefer the sort of hypnotized face or the actual more seductive face with the rabbit as well trying to pull off her bottoms. Shibari Katsuruha-chan 1/7 Diki Anim for 8,360 yen. Another new manufacturer I've not heard of before. April 2025. So this will, again, very good price, very good scale. The hair looks amazing on this. The sculpting looks great. Overall conception of the design looks really well done. This one might be worth me giving a pre-order really to try and get this in to review. This might be another manufacturer to keep an eye on really for other figures that they've released. I just like this older outfit, and I like it's cats and Neko girls are very common in anime anyways. But for this price, it's very good. Green Twin Bunny Chan Fishnet Tights version quarter scale by Party Look, 38,410 yen. So this is a cast-offable figure, only in the chest, from what I'm aware of. Looks pretty good. Well, it is quarter scale. Hair looks really well done, and I quite like the bunny suit's very glossy blue or turquoise. I quite like as well. So this is the fishnets version. Oh, it is very expensive for the price. So you might, depending, I think a lot of people prefer binding really overall. And then we got her without the fishnets. She's just got black painted on tights for this one, but apart from that, everything's identical between the two, and it is slightly cheaper. Both of them January 2025. Party Look are known for their cast-offable figures, but they don't do quarter scales that often. Rent a Girlfriend Chizuru in a swimsuit by AmiAmi for 19,800 yen. Rent a Girlfriend's a bit hit and miss. I quite enjoyed Rent a Girlfriend, and but they do release quite a few figures. Whether I'll get her in swimsuit, I like the swimsuit, like the creases folds going in there. Yeah, sculpting looks really well done. Hair looks really good. Probably one of the better Chizuru figures. but I think this one will probably nosedive a bit in the aftermarket overall, as a lot of the other Rent-A-Girlfriend ones have. A girl band Cry Nina Isuri 1/7 by Kotobukiya for 24,660 yen. This one is very good. I like the yellows and the blues is a very good color combination. The tape going all over with the decals looks very nice. Yeah, I like the overall what the figure's going for, but don't know this series, or girls band Cry, I don't know, but looks good overall, and I think the price is probably about right for what you're getting here from Kotobukiya. Girls Frontline OTS 14 Divinely Favoured Beauty Heavy Damage version 1/7 by Reverse Studio for 23,470 yen. That's coming out September 2025. Very large base. This will take up a lot of shelf space. That's sort of clear acrylic base plate that she's sitting on in a very elegant dress, being damaged, and then obviously being elevated onto metal pit rods. Not something I'd be interested in. I think I prefer the other OTS 14 that Freeing have done, the quarter scale, which is actually cheaper. I think is on sale at the moment as well. That's why I prefer, but I quite like quarter scales. But overall, this looks really well done, and I think the price is pretty good for what you're getting. Spice Wolf Holo Yukata version 1/7 by Fuyu for 22,000 yen. Holo, a lot of people are going to like this. The base, I don't really quite like that smile. I think it's a bit too wide in terms of the vertical. Okay, it's got the teeth fangs, which makes sense. I think the smile's a bit off-putting, but I've not seen the anime series, so I'll probably have to watch it. The paint job and everything looks good though. It's just the smile is a bit off-putting for me. The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Shizuka Yoshimoto 1/7 by Bandai Namco Filmworks for 18,700 yen. I don't know how many of these we're actually going to get of the 100 Girlfriends from the anime. But yeah, no, I like this a lot. It tells you the story of what the character's like from the anime. If you've watched it, hair sculpt, shading looks really well done, and I think it's a good price. So if you coming February 2025, if I don't know how popular it was, and I don't know how many other figures we're going to or the other girls we're actually going to get from, so it might be worth getting a hold of anyways, because she might be a bit limited in the entire anime. Figures might be a bit limited in the releases over the coming years, so it might just be rare in general. Princess Connect Redive Yui Ceremonial version 1/7 by Good Smile for 20,400 yen. So she's flying in the air or hovering in the air, but that's because of this semi-transparent rod that she's sitting on as a seat. I quite like it, and she looks like she's got some sort of fire spirit. I like the overall sculpting and the overall premise, but I think the rod's gonna swirl's gonna just ruin it for a lot of people. I think if they had like effect parts or something, like wind spirits or something like that, so that might be a bit more dynamic, and not more people I think would prefer it. Black Rock Shooter Fragment Elishika 1/7 by Enzo Toys for 36,900 yen. We're seeing a lot of these Black Rock Shooter figures, which are extremely big in verticality. They're all going vertical with these massive gun arms that she's equipped with a sport rod for that. So she's going to take up a lot of space on your shelf. She's very dynamic, but she's going to be very large, take up a lot of space, and single shipment. So no bundling in with it to get cheaper shipping on other figures that come out in September 2025. Goddess to Victory Nikkei Rappi Classic Vocation 1/7 with Good Smile Auction High for 16,800 yen. Hair sculpt looks good. Body sculpt looks very well done. A slight pinching. Swimsuit slightly pinches her skin. So there's a slight sculpting there of that, but not loads. Yeah, I like it a lot. Pretty good overall. and I'm quite liking these swimsuit figures we've been seeing this week. Vertex Originals Elf Villager 9th Village Elysius on 6th, 28,000 yen, September 2024. September this year, okay. This one's a bit difficult because there's not so many whites obviously going on. This one's than the previous two Vertex Elf villages we've covered. This one's a lot more. She seems to be more of like a druid or a fairy spirit-esque. So there's a lot more greens and browns being represented, which is good. It definitely diversifies the lineup. I quite like this one a lot. I like the sculpting going on in here and all the extra bits and pieces going on in the figure. Very good looking figure overall. Yeah, but it doesn't look like she is cast offable. It does mention it's cast offable, so you can cast off, but they're not showing cast off pictures here for this one. But there is the other version of this, which will be the antenna shop version that they call it. So that will have like a wall skull or some other bits and pieces and extra pieces in there. So that might be worth getting hold of, but there's normally a few thousand yen more, and it'll come with a different base. It won't be this. Obviously, none of them come with this clear base, anyways. But it'll come with like a green glass base with a gold trim going around. That you might be able to see up here. I've got one of the Vertex Elf bases there. That's the normal. No, that is. Yeah, that is the normal one. The AmiAmi cat version on 7th by Happy Year for 9,680 yen. This one might be another one to potentially just purchase and try, as this is another new manufacturer. So these Chinese manufacturers are, they're just showing up to the Japanese manufacturers what you can get for your money these days. And the overall design on this one looks good. I like the cat, very cute. And I like the sort of cat with the maid aesthetic going on outfit, and she's obviously being very Neko. So yeah, I potentially will really just get this one anyways to pre-order and just have in my collection. She looks really adorable. Arknights Lapland Refined Horimo version, light edition by Alta for 25,080 yen, June 2025. This Alta, so paint job and sculpting look impeccable. Base, I like the it's not just a box standard disc. Yeah, very good looking figure actually. I don't play Arknights, but the overall character design, that lot looks amazing. I love the face. Yeah, everything looks great. So instant buy, very good price. Nothing negative with this figure. Alvina-chan wet version on 7th by Siki Anim. So again, this is another figure by Siki Anim. April 2025. Again, I like this figure a lot. I like the design of this one. Cat ears. I'm starting to feel like there's commonality between these figures. Yeah, and I like this a lot. The slightly purple shoes look really well done. Just a great looking figure, and obviously she's very well in the chest area. You're buying this for very specific reasons in the outfit and what you're getting here. Not cast offable, which is fine. I think the overall figure stands perfectly fine on its own without having to being cast off, and for the price as well, very good price. And there is a deluxe edition which comes with a wall skull, which might be the one I actually jumped for. April 2025. Arknights Chen the Hollanday 10,000 Mountains version by Apex for 26,580 yen. So non-standard base, square base, looks very unique. I like this a lot. Outfit looks great. Hair shading, blues look good. Color composition looks amazing. Outfit shading is really well done. Decals, the gold decals trims, very well done. Very good looking figure, and looks like she's like a dragon girl because of the dragon horns coming through the hat. Yeah, good looking figure overall. If you're big into Arknights, then definitely get this figure. I think the quality is going to be good. August 2025. And finally, Azure Lane AmiAmi Wending Waters Serene Lotus version by Apex, 35,950 yen. Ouch. Yes, there was a lot going on here. Very, complicated base. The wood effect on the base could potentially be coloured better. It's not very realistic with what's going on here. The water looks fine in terms of the water shading, and the armaments looks fine in terms of the painting. And her overall hair sculpt looks good. The tails look really well done. So I think overall very good. I think it's just the the tree trunk is, you could tell it's a painted tree trunk. It's not. It hasn't really had a lot of effort going into it. That's a bit of a drawback, I think, personally, because I've seen other figures with tree trunk bases just done very well. Where they're very realistic in terms of the shading that they put into it. So that could be better as a bit of a letdown, especially for the price. You're 36,000 yen basically for this. July 2025. That's it for this week. Links for all these will be in the description down below, and if you can like, comment, subscribe, I shall catch you in another video. Thank you very much. Bye.